How's it going, everybody? I want to talk to you about racism. Like I said, the last video, I had a lot on my mind about what I want to talk about and make sure I just wasn't rambling. So as long as you and I can remember, and for as long as history's been written in the United States, we've seen racism. My belief is that as long as there's people out there with a bad heart, bad intentions, we're gonna have racism. Uh, can we wipe it out 100%? I don't know. Can we do something about it right now? Yes, we can. Can we make a difference? Yes, we can. Going back to thinking back to when I was a kid, when I was a child, growing up in California. My dad was in the Navy when he was stationed over there in Vietnam. He served in Vietnam. There was a couple of couples that watched me while my parents were at work. One of the couples is Roddy and Rita. The other couple, I can think of the husband's name, but I can't think of the wife's name. They used to watch me all the time. They spoiled me rotten. I was never raised to look at a person and say I'm gonna be friends with them, or they're this type of person just because of the color of their skin. I wasn't raised that way. A lot of us weren't. A lot of people were. And that's why I say it's a heart issue, because that's what they were raised to be, to believe, and to think. I didn't know that, black made you different. Oh, now they stick your flies when I come in here. I didn't know that black made you different until I was about the third, fourth grade, maybe even second grade. Because after we moved back to Texas and we're living back in Stockdale, if I wasn't at my grandparents' house, I was at Wayne Shelton's house. His mom watched me when mom and dad were at work. And sorry, flies. And I grew up around Wayne and his brother and sisters, and his sister and his brothers, and his cousins, Michael Williams and Rodney Mayberry, and their siblings. To me, they're just people. That's all I knew. They were people just like me. We get to elementary, and that's, like I said, that's when I started hearing from other kids saying, hey, you're playing with the black kid, or you're fighting with a black kid. Because all through Head Start up until junior high, almost every day, Rodney Mayberry and Michael Williams, we would fight at recess. And their cousin, Wayne Shelton, would step in and help me out. So it'd be me and Wayne against his cousins. We weren't fighting because you're black, I'm brown. We were just fighting because we were kids. That's what we knew. Once we got to junior high and found out about football, it was a whole different story. We turned our attention to sports. We quit fighting each other. And get to high school, we go out to dances and stuff. Somebody go to pick on me. Wayne Shelton's brothers and Michael Williams and Rodney, they all stood up for me. They're like, no, you don't mess with him. That's our brother. We didn't know no different when it came to each other. We just looked at each other for who we were. We were brothers. And it didn't matter the color of our skin. We didn't care about that. But like I said, it wasn't up until like the second, third, maybe fourth grade that, other kids started, hey, that's a black kid. Yeah, so what? It's a heart issue. It's what they were raised to believe. It's what they were taught in the home, whether it was by their parents or their siblings or, aunts, uncles, whatever. It's a heart issue. We're still in the same situation now, but the media is pushing the narrative of black against white, white against black, black against brown, brown against black. The media is pushing it. I support the idea and the concept behind Black Lives Matter. I do not support the organization because just like the media, I only hear from Black Lives Matter when it's a white on black crime. I would be all on board if they would go to the inner cities and go and stick up for the black kids, the black families in those inner cities that are being killed by these gangs that are black. I'd be all for it. I'd be all for the organization. But that's what keeps you from really supporting them. As just like the media, they're on the same narrative, only pushing one side. I know Mexicans commit crimes against Mexicans. I know whites commit crimes against whites. I know blacks commit crimes against blacks. Why aren't you telling me about those? Why aren't you in an uproar about those? I haven't heard Black Lives Matter say anything about the black people that have been killed in these riots. It's a hard issue. If we were going back to our roots of how we were raised and quit looking at each other by the color of our skin and treated each other like a human being, like an individual, like we were when we were kids, a lot of this foolishness would go away. If we would call out the media and some of these organizations on their foolishness, a lot of this will go away. It's my opinion, it's my feelings, my thoughts. Because I know growing up as a kid, and I know right now as an adult, I still look and treat people based off of that. I don't care what color your skin is. If you're a good person, more than likely you and I are going to get along. More than likely you and I are going to have a good relationship. Otherwise, I'm not going to have nothing to do with you. I go back to the Bible because the Bible, like I said before, like my Uncle Joe said, when you're lost, go back and read the directions. I'm going to share with you right now Romans chapter 12, verse 14. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited. Do not repay anyone evil for evil. Be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, "It is mine to avenge, I will repay," says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Like I say all the time, like I've said in each video just about, we have a choice to make. We have a choice to do what is right, and we have a choice to do what is wrong. We have a choice to love one another for who we are and be the better person. Things have gotten better in these protests. I'm thankful for that. People are starting to call out these looters, and that's good. That's what we need to do. Let's go back to what we were as kids and look at each other for what we are as a person, not the color of our skin, but for that person. believe we'll move forward a little bit better than what we have been. Again, I love you. God bless you. Take care.